This message is for anybody who feels like you're here to help make the world a better place. And it's especially for you if you feel this sense of creative vision. You feel this sense of there's things I want to experience, there's things that I want to have in my own life, and there's things that I also want to see grow in the world. You've got those heart-centered passions and great vision for what you would like to experience, because we're in this really interesting transition between old and new right now. We're going to continue to move through a lot more external chaos as the old system continues to be shaken up. We've already seen a lot fall away within us, a lot of internal healing and clearing, but also the dissolution of certain structures, certain social constructs, certain institutions, ways of being. Those are in a controlled demolition process that's been going on for quite some time at this point. And we're making our way into this bridging from old to new, where we're pulling life force, we're pulling our energy out of all of these old structures and systems. We're taking a breath and we're allowing God to create something new through us. We're allowing ourselves to start to become the solution, to plant seeds of a better life for ourselves and also for the world, a world where, as I always say, we can truly thrive as ourselves. So we're in this transition. We're right in the middle of it right now. And if you look around in the world, you're going to see a lot of evidence of why things are getting worse. If you want to believe the story that it's doom and gloom, judgment day is near, we're all about to go up in flames one way or another, because there's a lot of different perspectives all feeding that narrative overall that Earth is getting worse. If you want to believe that, you can, and you're going to get a lot of evidence to reinforce that. So part of our opportunity here as people who know we're here for this consciousness shift, we're here for this awakening, we're here for this becoming of who we truly are. Part of our job right now is to hold the understanding that that's a story, that's a perspective on what's happening. That is in some ways the perspective of the energy that is getting cleared. That is the perspective of fear. There are institutions, systems, programs running within people that rely on fear to extract energy and to fuel themselves. Those systems know that their days are numbered. Those systems know, and they're within us and they're around us. They're manifest on every level of reality. They know that their world is ending. They know that things have never looked worse from that vantage point of the ability to manipulate, extract from people, hurt people, operate from fear. Those days are numbered. And from the perspective of the better world, the world where we get to be ourselves, the world where there is harmony and joy and provision and justice and divine order at the highest level, that world, the sun is rising for that world. That world is just getting started, and the prospects look really beautiful from that vantage point. So it's our opportunity to anchor that consciousness, and whether or not we're telling other people that, simply holding that in our consciousness is massively of contribution to the collective consciousness right now. And the message that I felt called to bring through today is this invitation to not take the bait of the fear, this invitation to not fall for the idea that things are getting worse and that you can't move forward on your dreams. Because if you have creations in you, this is a vital, powerful year to be making progress, to be moving things forward. And you may find yourself with people around you, maybe it's on the news, maybe it's actual people in your life, maybe it's social media. There may be this sense of, oh, you can't do that right now. That's selfish of you to go work on that dream. How could you possibly go make that art when all this terrible stuff is happening in the world? How could you possibly focus on that thing, bring that goodness into your life, amplify joy and beauty, health, and goodness in your life when all this suffering is happening, when all this bad stuff is happening? Because really, one of the greatest tactics that the old system has in prolonging its dying gasps, prolonging its control over most of humanity and delaying the anchoring in of the new, which is inevitable, but they can delay it a little bit by creating justification within you to delay, by distracting you, by pulling your energy. Think about how many opportunities every single day. If you're here, we'll make it very tangible. Let's say you're building a house, and let's say your attention keeps getting pulled. Okay, there's this news story over here. Okay, there's this fire over here, metaphorically or literally. Here's this other thing that you should be paying attention to instead of this house which you felt divinely called to build. This house that's going to provide shelter for people, this house that's going to be a sanctuary, this house that's going to be a beautiful place for people to gather. If you allow yourself to be pulled, if someone's shouting in the woods over there and so doing something else on their land over there, if you let that pull you, that house construction is going to be delayed. And the benefit that everybody will receive from that house being built will also be delayed. So if you consider yourself to be a creator, or you're an aspiring creator, you feel a yes in your heart to being part of building this better world, being incredibly discerning about where you're being distracted, where your energy is being pulled, and noticing every little distraction is an invitation to take some of your energy and put it in the old, and to take some of the energy and not put it in the new. Every distraction is an invitation to justify the delaying of the inevitable rise of you personally and the rise of humanity. So if you're receiving any invitation to delay what you're here to create, to feel like it's selfish, like it's not the right time, like it's not possible because what is happening in the world, know that that is a perspective that's going to be, there's going to be a lot of it, I feel, over the next couple of years. And that perspective's agenda is to keep you from birthing the beauty, the vitality, the generosity, the service, the new creations and possibilities that you're here to create here and now. So the invitation is, do not take the bait. Don't fall for that. See through that invitation and come back to center again and again and say, I know what I'm here to create. Even if I don't know exactly what form it's going to take, now is the time for me to live my destiny. Now is the time for me to amplify goodness in the world. Now is the time for me to be an embodiment and a bearer of the good, of the solution. Because if I even have the consciousness to have this conversation right now, if I have the consciousness to perceive that a better way is possible, it lives within me, and it is my responsibility to bring it forward. So I hope this message serves you, and until the next video, I'm sending you lots of love.